His name was Death.
When we started Darksiders, we weren't quite sure where it was going to take us, what it was going to feel like to go out into the world, do some dungeons, get some items, come back into the Oval.
Find more wondrous and kind of over-the-top areas that we couldn't really do when we were on Earth.
Yeah, we always sort of pictured Darksiders as more of a fantasy world, and obviously the first one ended up taking place. Darksiders 2, we just get to go crazy with it, especially with our, epic art team led by a guy like Joe Mad. We really get a chance to realize a lot of those visions.
There's a little bit more intent and commitment on the player side and timing element to the traversal that wasn't there on the first one. And we've been able to do more with the levels, give more verticality and more kind of complexity with the traversal element that Death's got that War didn't have. So yeah, it's allowed us a little bit more freedom and a little more flexibility in our playable space.
Yeah, everything Death does, he does with a lot of attitude. War was more about momentum and strength. Death's more about quick reflexes, agility, and doing things sort of under the table. He's a little bit more dirty.
We're definitely trying to make Death different than War, and whatever we do in the future, I'm sure if we do any of the other brothers from the Horsemen, we'll try and do the same. We'll try to diversify their abilities from what we're doing currently with Death.
Yeah, we don't have an official stance on sequels and where it's going, but we've always said from the minute we started Darksiders at Vigil that after we're introducing in Darksiders 2, you'd want them all to play a little bit differently, and they start to maybe fit into class archetypes that you might see in other games with that kind of depth. So yeah, I mean, we didn't think that players got overwhelmed by what was in Darksiders 1. They managed it pretty well. In fact, they have more choices in Darksiders 2, so they could end up with more moves at their disposal, more things to think about and consider, which just gets to the depth of the game. And as to things like the damage numbers, and to see the changing on a couple pieces of gear that might have slightly different statistics, those damage numbers give you that feedback, whereas just seeing a health bar move or the number of hits it takes to kill a character is a little bit too